Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out the Pakt Travel Backpack, a bag designed for one bag travel, but a bag that many of you might be familiar with because of its collaboration with Chase Reeves. So a lot of carry and backpack insight has gone into the designing of this bag. I'm Ed from Rushfaster and we do guides and walkthroughs bringing you better gear and better ways to carry. So if any of that sounds good to you or you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Let's jump right in and check out the Pakt Travel Backpack. Now, as I mentioned, the Pakt Travel Backpack has been designed in collaboration with Chase Reeves, who is a YouTuber that many of us love and respect for his backpack reviews. And so a lot of his design insights, his thinking, his preferences, and his carry style is distilled into this bag. Now, when it comes to travel backpacks or any bags really, it's all about finding the right bag for you. So if it turns out that this bag isn't right for you, you can check out our playlist on travel gear where we have a whole bunch of walkthroughs on travel backpacks, travel duffels, things like that, and hopefully you can find the right travel gear for you. Now, getting onto the materials of the Pakt Travel Backpack, it is made of a 900 denier rPET, which is a recycled polyethylene terephthalate. It's a very soft feeling yet rugged material. It's got similar properties to that of a nylon cordura and also has a DWR finish, a durable water resistant coating. And the internal lining is a 150 denier polyester. So getting on to the features and compartments of the Pakt Travel Backpack. Starting with the front, we've got a few compartments at the front here that we'll get into later on in the video. But just at the bottom here, we do have an accessory loop here that's useful for a bike light or attaching other pieces of gear like a carabiner, things like that. If we turn to the left side of the bag, we have a water bottle pocket that is elasticized and gusseted. So you can see behind here there is elastic webbing that helps the water bottle pocket expand out, and you can see this gusset here really opens up, especially for those large water bottles like a 32-ounce Nalgene water bottle. So that'll eat that up quite easily. There you go. What's great about this water bottle pocket is when you don't use it, it simply folds back in flush with the bag, keeping that slim silhouette. You also notice that there are these compression straps here, which are fixed in on these accessory loops on the side here. So there are 4 points of accessory loops that you clip these compression straps on. They're fairly easy to use. They use Duraflex hardware and there are adjusters on both sides of the clip here. But when you want to remove them, you can simply just take them through that accessory loop and then take them out, and then you can stow them away if you don't want to use them. Now, these compression straps are really useful for just affixing gear externally on the bag. So perhaps a tripod, if you really wanted to, you could stick one of the legs inside here and then secure it down with these compression straps. Although typically you won't be using this bag as a camera backpack, but you do have that option. You can secure other pieces of gear like a yoga mat or just a jacket that you want easy access to externally. And what's great about these straps is they offer quick release to your gear so you can have quick access. Now, these 4 points of adjustment are on the other side of the bag, so they mirror on the other side of the bag, although you probably won't be using this side for those compression straps, as this is the side you'll be having these two chunky haul handles. These haul handles are really sewn in. You can see the bar tack stitching on the side here. It's really well reinforced and it does offer a decent carry just from the haul handles there. And so although there are these accessory loops on the side here for those compression straps, it doesn't really make sense to use them here, as you'll typically be using this side for the haul handles. Although if you do use the compression straps on the other side of the bag, you are removing the ability to use the water bottle pocket there. So it is a little bit of a trade-off that you have to consider. And so not only do you have two haul handles here on the side, you also have haul handles, one on the top and also one on the bottom there. And this makes it really easy to just grab your gear, whether it's grabbing it out of an airplane cabin or your boot, whatever it is, you have easy access to just grab your bag, which is really handy. Turning now to the back, we have the harness. We have thick, wide cut and curved shoulder straps that fit around the body quite nicely, and they are quite dense. They are padded. There's this air mesh sort of wicking here, which will provide a decent amount of comfort. And at the top of these shoulder straps, we have these load lifters from Duraflex. These allow you to adjust the tightness from the bag to your shoulder. So the load lifters here are really handy. On the shoulder strap, we have an adjustable sternum strap, which you can adjust along this track here so that you can properly align it to your sternum. What's great about the sternum strap is that it's ambidextrous, so it has quick release buckles on both sides of the shoulder strap. So if you're more dominant on your left hand to release your sternum strap, you can do that. But if you're on your right hand, then you can release it on this side as well. So it's good that it has that option there. And it also makes for stowing away the sternum strap fairly easily. If you don't use a sternum strap, you can simply release the buckle from both sides and stow it away somewhere in the bag. Taking a look at the ladder locks here of the shoulder straps, they actually are quite unique. They're from Duraflex, and you can detach them quite easily when you want to stow these shoulder straps away behind the back panel. I'll show that in a second. But to release the shoulder straps, you actually just simply lift up this ladder lock and then feed it through the opening there, and then you've simply detached your shoulder strap. And compared to most other mechanisms, it's a really effortless way to release your shoulder straps when you want to stow them away. So that's a really good design element in there, just incorporated in the bag. And just before we tuck these away, we do have some strap management here. Just a simple plastic to keep that strap along the other side of the strap so that it's less dangly. That's a nice feature to have. We just stow these shoulder straps away so they fit behind the back panel here. Like so. Also pop those excess strap underneath as well. And the bottom strap of the shoulder strap can just be fed inside behind here. Tucked away nicely. Now, as we look at the back panel, we have the same padding that was on the shoulder straps. It's quite dense and quite plush, and there are some air channels here for a little bit of breathability. Here we have luggage pass-through for you to fit your telescopic handle of your rolling luggage through this pass-through so you can just streamline your carry. And then over here we have a decent amount of padding for lower back support, for lumbar support here. And underneath here is actually where you'll be fitting your waist belt that comes with the bag. This is the waist belt that simply feeds through, so I'll demonstrate that for you now. Let me take these out. So here I've got the waist belt attached on. It secures by Velcro. Once you feed it through and properly align it, it secures down by Velcro. It's got a simple buckle here from Duraflex that you just clip on for quick release. It's got strap management as well. And there is padding as well on these flaps here, so they will wrap around your waist quite well. With travel backpacks like these, people want waist belts, so it's good that it's included here. But for those of you who don't use waist belts and you just want to remove them, you do have that option as well to just simply remove it from this entire back panel. And what's really great about this removable waist belt is that when you're not using it as a waist belt, you can use it as a day sling. So if we just simply unclasp these button snaps, flip it over, we have a sling bag that we can use for crossbody or around our waists. There's nothing overly fancy about this sling bag, but it does make it handy for just putting in some essentials when you're traveling around and you don't want to bring your backpack with you. So we've got some fairly simple organization. We have a zippered pocket here, and there is one divider that's secured by magnets, as you can see. But you could store a fair bit of stuff in there, maybe a mirrorless camera, your wallet, passport, keys to your place, things like that. A really smart idea to convert the waist belt into a sling bag. Also on the back panel, we have this little zippered compartment here, which gives access to a pouch for you to use when you're in the airport. So when you're traveling through airport security and you have to empty out your pockets, put it in those little bins, those trays that they have. Instead of doing that, you could pop your things inside here. So like your wallet, your watch, your keys, or your passport, things like that. You could pop them in there. And then as you're going through, you can simply just grab your bag and go, instead of having to grab everything else that you put in the bin. Later on, you can put these things back into your pockets or wherever they need to go, but it just makes traveling through airport security so much easier. This compartment here was actually featured on Pakt's first travel bag, the Pakt 1, and a lot of people like that, so it's good to see that brought back here. Now over here we have a little loop here that's different to the haul handle at the top of the bag. When you want to grab the bag from the top, you'll want to use this haul handle here, but this loop here is a separate loop for you to hang your bag off a hook. So maybe when you're going to the bathroom or wherever else, you can hang your bag off this hook here. And it's really good that there's a separate hook for that instead of the haul handle. Now behind here on the back panel, there is a hidden zippered compartment that you can store some more sensitive, more precious or important pieces of your travel. So maybe some cash or a set of keys or your passport, whatever it is, you can put it behind there. It might be a bit hard to see, but it is that zippered compartment just here. It's really hidden, it's really hard to show, and it's on the frame sheet of the back panel, but there is a small zippered compartment there for you to put that stuff. Let's get started on looking at some bigger compartments on the bag. Starting with the front one here, this is an organization admin compartment for you to sort out some of your smaller bits of gear, things like that. So there's a pen loop there for a pen or a stylus. This is just my everyman Grafton pen. And then there is a zippered mesh compartment here, which I just have my Bellroy note sleeve wallet, as well as some hand sanitizer. And there is also a key leash over here as well. So I've just got my Orbit key attached there. And then behind the mesh compartment, we do have another slip pocket here, which you can store some other pieces of gear, maybe a tablet or a Kindle, things like that. But there is some dimension to this compartment. So it goes down to about here, and you can store a fair few things in here, maybe like a book, something you're reading, whatever it is. There is space for a bit more inside there. And then down here we have another compartment for you to segment more of your gear. It's got this little flap that provides a little bit of protection for this compartment. And inside I've just got a Maxpedition EDC kit. Now I wouldn't normally bring this when I'm traveling, but this is just to show you what you can fit in there. And then I've also got an able carry stash pouch, which has got some of my cables, dongles, things like that. And then I've also got a rainfly from Incase to just cover the bag in case I get caught in a downpour. Surprising amount of space in this compartment here. Now here at the top we've got another medium-sized compartment here for just storing some of your smaller pieces of gear. And inside I've got my reading glasses, I've got some wired earphones, and then I've got some wireless earphones. A really good thing about this compartment is that it's waterproof. The lining prevents water from getting through into the other compartments of your bag, so you can protect all of your gear by putting any wet stuff in here, like wet clothes, stuff that you've taken to the pool, or maybe even a dot kit that you're just worried if something's going to spill out. You can put that in here. But this is a really nice feature to have in this bag, just a place for you to store anything wet that you're traveling with. Now over here we have two other zipper paths here that give access to your main travel gear. This one at the back will go into later on in the video. I'll point that out later, but this one is the main zipper that allows your bag to open up clamshell so you can see all your gear. Now for the main compartment, you can see that they have kissing zips, so basically what that means is that you can put a lock through that and just make sure that it doesn't get opened. If you want to have that security or peace of mind, you can do that. Once we have that all unzipped, we can have clamshell access to our main compartment. Now this kind of access is really handy because you can see all your gear, and when you get to wherever you're going, you can set this down and then you can open it up and leave that open inside wherever you're staying, just so you can see everything that you brought with you. I'll start on this side. This zipper here is actually giving access to our laptop compartment. Now this is a fairly large laptop compartment, and you'll notice that it is suspended from the ground. There's that much buffer from the ground and this much buffer from the top, and then obviously on the sides you have a bit of buffer as well. But this laptop compartment can fit up to a 15-inch laptop, and it can probably fit some other 17-inch laptops as well, depending on how big it is. You might have to test that out. And one thing they've intentionally done is to put the laptop compartment in the middle of the bag so that it's padded by both sides of all your travel gear. It can actually be more protected that way. Now this kind of design doesn't allow you to have immediate quick access to your laptop like you might see on other travel backpacks, but if you do leave this unzipped, you can actually access your laptop by simply unzipping the main compartment only somewhat and then getting into this laptop compartment. So you do have some decent quick access for your laptop still. But you'll notice with the laptop compartment, we do have this nice pleated, padded design here, which is quite a unique feature in just looking at the bag. And here you can see the brand mark here, Pakt, in collaboration with Chase Reeves. So that's a laptop compartment there. Underneath that, if we unzip this big zipper path, you can actually flip this over, and then we have space for more gear. And so here I've got two packing cubes from Manal, a medium and a small. Here I've got my socks and undies, and then I've got some t-shirts and pants in here. And then over here I've also got a packable backpack from Wandered. This is their Via 18 liter. It's packable and you can actually inflate the back panel, so it's really good for travel, and it just stores up completely like this. We'll be doing a video on this later on. check that out. Now, but once we have all that stuff out, you'll notice that there are these two mesh pockets on the side here. This just allows you to store other pieces of your gear or your clothes if you want. You could pop in maybe dirty socks or things like that in there, or maybe some lotion, ointments, things like that. You just have that option there to organize further in this compartment. Flipping back to the other side, we have a mesh divider here, which you can actually unzip to get to the stuff underneath. Over here, I've got a small packing cube from Milliken, which just stores my beach stuff, like sunscreen, microfiber towel, things like that. And then over here, I have my DOP kit, which has everything that I need for travel. And then over here, I just have a fleece from North Face. Now over here, we have another zippered compartment just to store additional gear. And inside, I've just got my Satoshi USB hub for travel. It's important to note that this compartment shares the same dimension as the waterproof compartment that I showed you earlier on the outside, so just be mindful of that when you're packing. Now, if there's nothing in this compartment that you wish to store, you can actually lift that up from this Velcro here, and then you can store more gear underneath there. So this just opens up a little bit more space for you if you're not packing anything inside there, which is a nice consideration to have. Something that I forgot to mention actually is that just on the bottom here of the bag, there is a frame sheet, a curved frame sheet, just to help retain the shape when you're setting the bag on the ground. That's on this side here and also on this side there. So it's good to know that there is some structural form to the bag that is well kept when you're setting the bag down. Taking a look over here in this mesh divider, this is just another divider for your gear. So there's a zippered pocket there, I've just got a hat, and then I've also got a dress shirt. But this mesh compartment is good because it allows you to see what's underneath what you've got stored in there as well. Now, a great thing about travel backpacks like these is that there are a number of different ways you can store your gear and a whole bunch of different organization options for you to do that. So you don't necessarily have to have packing cubes or pouches, things like that. You can simply just bring your clothes, fold them up or roll them up and store them as you please. There are a bunch of different ways that you can pack with this bag. Okay, so this is the bag on the body. I'm 5'10". Well everyone, that is the Pakt Travel Backpack. A lot of good ideas have gone into making this bag, lots of useful features, and a pretty intuitive organization and compartment layout. It is a fairly burly bag, and yet it's still low profile. It doesn't have that backpacky, touristy aesthetic to it. It's fairly low profile, and it is a good contender in the travel backpack category. If you're interested in getting this bag, there's going to be an affiliate link in the description below. If you like this video, you found it helpful, and you're thinking about getting this bag, then please do consider using that affiliate link, as it really helps us out. And even if you're not thinking about getting this bag, but you still want to support our work, hit the like button, hit the bell, let us know in the comments what you thought about this bag, and let us know how it compares to other travel backpacks. And as always, subscribe to see more carry gear walkthroughs if you haven't already. If you want to see more videos like this or more videos on travel backpacks, then check out some of the links on the screen at the end of this video. But for now, this has been the Pakt Travel Backpack. Take care, and we'll see you next time.